What's up, everybody? Another Kaizen update coming to you live from Jenny and Dan. How's it going, Dan?
Going fantastic. I'm really excited to share with everyone all the cool stuff that we've been working on behind the scenes and that all the franchisees have been doing out in the field as well. Really exciting stuff.
For sure. Yeah. Let's get into
Awesome.
it.
Yeah, let's kick it off. A couple of new franchisees. This is kind of my wheelhouse here. We have Sabrin and Juan in the Atlanta area and the San Antonio area. These guys are about halfway through training already, and they are killing it. So very excited to see what they do in those locations. So big shout out to them.
For sure, man. Look how suave Juan looks in that photo too, man. I love it.
I know, he's awesome.
Fantastic. Very cool. And we got an anniversary. Yeah.
Yeah, Parker's been with us for a year, and we'll talk a little bit later about his year journey, which he documented for all the franchisees. Really cool. But congratulations, big shout out to Parker. He's working so hard to kind of build his dream and get his vehicle up and moving.
For sure. I can't believe it's already been a year, man. It's wild.
I know.
Yeah. All right, guys. I had the privilege of joining a few friendly faces up in Kansas City for a regional meeting. So big shout out to Steven Heiner, who does a lot of things for us, including really driving the community marketing. He organized this whole event. A couple snapshots here. I mean, we did it all, right? Within like a 30-hour window. We did the downtown Kansas City, the jazz, the meetings, the barbecue. Really great takeaways. I know franchisees shared a lot of the things they want to do after this. And just so everybody knows too, there were 3 really specific things that the franchisor took away. So some stuff that we'll be looking to announce in the future, but I think it's really cool that not only do franchisees benefit from this time together, but from our side of things, we come back with new plans and excited about direction we can provide and resources. So it was a great time.
Yeah, I'm so sad I missed this. It looks like 3 out of the 4 pictures are eating and having fun.
100%. Yeah.
So I will definitely be at the next regional.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was awesome. In fact, hey man, we can see you in Tampa in
will
October.
be there.
Yeah. Listen up, if you haven't registered, and there's only a few who haven't, do it now. MaidThisLive.com. The registration is up. If you are looking to bring a second person, so maybe it's a spouse who runs the business with you or it's a partner, we do have discounted tickets available. That post is up in Slack. And then we also have the hotel link. The hotel link's on the website. We're going to be at the Wyndham. Super excited about it. Guys, this is something that we start planning now. We're putting a ton of effort into it, a lot of vision. So if you have ideas or thoughts or things you hope to come away with, that's just a note. Drop a note to us, and we're happy to incorporate that. And can't wait to release more information as this continues to get closer.
Is that the actual hotel?
That is it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. I don't know if it's the actual palm tree, but that's the actual hotel. So.
Okay. Yeah. Well, either way, I will definitely be there in that pool for hopefully we're doing poolside presentations.
Sessions. Yeah, for sure.
Perfect.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Communities. What are people doing out in the community? You know, I'm a franchisee. This thing on the left is actually my gym ad.
Oh, yeah.
This ties into something else we'll be talking about later with some brand guidelines. The really cool thing, I wanted to create a custom ad, but I wanted to do it within like the color scheme and all this stuff. So using ChatGPT to make some graphic line art specific for the gym, a cool catchphrase, Canva helped me make the rest of it completely brand compliant. So unfortunately, the owner of this gym decided to put his ad just as big next to mine, but I'm excited to see how this plays out. I've already had 3 customers from this gym. Now that's because I go there and I kind of schmooze, but I'm really hoping this ad pays off for when I'm not there. So yeah, TBD on that.
I love it, man. I think that's brilliant. And then we've got our guy, Orlando, here with the thank you note. Orlando consistently has done this. He's been open now for a few years. He surprises his cleaners. So he shows up with, he's done food. He's doing primarily thank you notes and gift cards now. But this is that surprise and delight that we talk about from a culture standpoint, and something that obviously we promote for our clients. But this is Orlando, who's always, taking care of his cleaners, reduces turnover, and I think has a pretty happy crew. And I love seeing when he does stuff like this.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of Parker on an anniversary, man, I'll let you talk about it. It was such a cool takeaway just to hear him 12 months in, basically like share his journey with everybody else. Yeah.
100%. He led the roundtable this in May here. So really great engagement. A lot of people joined up, and Parker laid it all on
Yeah.
the line. Like, here's what I've done, here's what I've invested, and here's where I am now. It's really kind of like a textbook first year journey in business. And to see where he came from at our first Made This Live last year
Yeah.
to how much he's matured in terms of like his whole business persona and personality in terms of, geared towards business. It's awesome. It's amazing to see what 1 year can do for someone's life in future.
For sure. And he was transparent. He shared numbers and, it, was just like, here's where I've grown. Here's where I still have issues. Here are things that I still want to fix. It was just a really healthy, like beneficial conversation. It was really cool. Yeah.
Not to mention he's totally raking it in now. So that's awesome.
Certainly helps, man.
Sure.
We got our guy Neil here. So Neil and Steven are still cranking out the internal podcast. Franchisees, this is just for you guys. It's the inside stuff. This doesn't get shared outside of us. One of the things that Neil talked about this recent version was commercial cleaning and how, there's been a mindset shift and really some limiting beliefs that he had in terms of how could this play a role in the MaidThis world. I think we've all seen that as we've worked through the commercial challenge, and we'll talk a little bit more about it. But I love getting the insight. Steven does a great job, every time I've been reviewing and just putting together. They're just like nuggets, 8-10 minutes, but it's good takeaway. So yeah, very cool. All right, speaking of that commercial cash flow challenge, wanted to highlight, this was like just one of the wins, right? We shared some last week too, but our last month too. We booked 3 commercial clients just from going through this challenge. And we also have another walkthrough coming, continuing to hear opportunity in the commercial world. Really what we've done now is we've taken the content from Stephanie, and there's a Kajabi course out there. You can go back and walk through the challenge yourself. We've also taken it and created SOPs. So what are the scripts? What are the steps? How do you go out and, what's the Dream 100? How do you track down what your target is? How do you execute? What are the phone calls or the emails? In fact, we're also working on building out resources, filling in gaps. What could help franchisees do this quicker, faster, more efficiently? And we'll talk a little bit more about one of those vendors, here shortly.
For sure. And that was just 3 of many
Yes.
walkthroughs and opportunities that people have got from that challenge. Really cool. Thank you guys for doing that. My benefit as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
it's cracking the code here. There's some really cool stuff to share. We're going to get into, I believe, on the next slide about this cold email vendor that ties directly into that cash flow challenge. How are you going to stay consistent with emailing and following up with all these people, as well as getting in front of super hot leads? We're working on cracking that code. We have a vendor for that. And I'm so excited to show you guys this car wrap, which I just recently saw as well. Franchisee in Chattanooga just wrapped his car. It was like such a bad looking car beforehand. The paint was all, and now it's like this beautiful piece of artwork that also is showcasing his business. Go ahead.
And really, what we'll continue to do, guys, is share the things we're testing out, the things that are working, the things that aren't. We're still testing out Google Performance Max. So when we have a better handle on where we think that really lands, we'll report back as well. But let's get into what Dan just talked about. This is cohesive AI, man. Yeah,
cohesive AI. I've been recommending this to everyone. We have a few franchisees who have already got on board with this. It's super low cost. It's like less than I spend on coffee in a month, which is crazy. The whole goal of this is when you're building your Dream 100 list, you're cold emailing, you're cold calling, trying to get in front of people to get your walkthrough, right? This is using AI to do all of that heavy lifting for you and then put you in front of the hot leads. So we have a couple of franchisees who've already had appointments from this on as early as day 2 running this platform. So really cool. And honestly, one of the cheapest marketing vendors out there that you can run to get you in front of like hot commercial leads. So very awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And we've heard good things too about just their customer support and how they're working with franchisees, which is one of the things we measure and look at when we evaluate vendors. So super excited to see how this goes.
And this is right in the vendor mall for you. So just right in Notion.
Yeah, man. And this is also in the vendor mall. Guys, we have the first wrapped car hitting the roads in Chattanooga. I can't tell you enough from my own personal experience from talking to other franchise systems, other small business owners. We need more wrapped cars out there. We'll continue to push this and talk about it. We have a vendor. He has a design. Regardless of the car you have, this design gets modified for your car for a local install. Guys, this is fantastic. This is a game changer. You'll never feel more productive sitting in traffic than you do when you're promoting your business. So And personally, big fan of, if you guys can see on that bumper, life's too short to scrub your own toilets, right? So,
yeah, big shout out to Chattanooga owners, and so sorry that I called your car a piece of crap before, but it looks so good now. That's just how I viewed it. So
that's right.
This is so awesome.
Yeah, for sure. We can talk a little tech update. Guys, our tech support folks, man, and we call them tech support. They do a ton of stuff. So this is such an umbrella term for them, just like tip of the iceberg in terms of what they're doing behind the scenes, in addition to always working on getting new franchisees established and getting all of their systems up and firing. They're improving existing systems for our current franchisees. I don't even have the numbers on, in terms of the number of tickets and tasks they've completed, but the very fact that we've got Freshdesk now and we're tracking and reporting that, and we're looking for trends and trying to build more of a knowledge base off of the kind of tickets that come into the system is a huge win for us. I know that one of the things they're doing too is working on the marketing dashboards. We have a third-party vendor, and it's tying data from across a couple different platforms. We're updating some fields in Go High Level to help with that outcome. So super excited about that. And Dan, I think there's like a continuing the Go High Level rollout, right?
Yeah, the Go High Level 3.0, there's so many new features being added. I want to highlight one just from yesterday. Sometimes a wire will get crossed or someone will reach out to the wrong location since we're growing pretty rapidly. So tech just implemented yesterday, actually. There's a new lead distribution system up and running. So if anybody accidentally gets directed to the wrong franchise, it automatically gets directed to the right one. So no more like back and forth. It wasn't a huge problem, but like what a great quality of life improvement there that I didn't even know I wanted. So big shout out to the tech team.
Yeah, for sure. Love those guys. We got some pod shakeups.
Yeah, pod shakeups. I love how funky in 70s that pod is as well. Way to go, Canva. Shout out Canva. Pod shakeups, really awesome. So this every 6 months or so, we are going to give the franchisees a chance to get into a group of other like-minded franchisees, but we don't want it to get super boring and everyone just to stare at my bald head all the time and the same 6 people for 10 years. That sucks. So we shake these up every 6 months, and I'm really excited for the new groups. Even the new group that I'm in, it's people that I really haven't been able to be vulnerable and like get their ideas from. Everyone has such a unique perspective to share. I'm always excited to show up to these pod groups and just spend an hour with franchisees who are doing it their way and trying to learn from them and share my problems and hopefully get some answers. If nothing, just a vent session, but I love it.
Yeah, for sure. And being an entrepreneur and doing this thing for the first time especially can feel so lonely. So taking advantage of that hour a month to get together with people, with your peers doing the same business, it's a huge deal. So we want to continue to facilitate that and improve it.
Yeah. You know how to take what I say and make it sound professional. That's one thing. What a good team.
Marketing. Yeah, there you go, man. Yeah, marketing. Yeah. Guys, we'll have more information rolling out to the franchisees, but we are releasing new brand guidelines. So tightening up some of the existing stuff that we have. And, in fact, you can see the website, the car app, all of those are products of kind of what's been going on behind the scene, which is refreshing the brand guidelines. So we're going to apply that in Canva as well. We're going to update those templates so that those look fresh going forward too. As always, things like that come up that you want or you need, you shoot us a note and we'll get that cranked out. But really excited about this. This is part of what you get when you buy into a franchise, right? You get marketing resources and you get things like this done for you where you'd have to spend a lot of money doing it yourself. So super excited about that. Yeah. And then look at this. We got our guy, Steven Heiner here on the left. This is actually probably the first franchisee, not even out of training. He was like in week 2 of training when he met with Severin in North Atlanta. So here's the deal. Steven's hitting the road this summer. He sent me a whole list of franchisees he's going to be swinging by. He wants to buy you a cup of coffee, maybe, talk a little, maybe even record a podcast. This is another opportunity to get face-to-face time with someone who has a ton of business experience and then also the ear of the franchisor. So yeah, super excited to continue to follow Steven on his tour this summer.
Yeah, me too. He lives such a great life. I hope he gets coffee with me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, send your request now, right? I'm sure he's happy to catch a baseball game too. So
awesome. Yeah. This is great. So this is another revamp to brand voice, kind of. It's ChatGPT. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's sweet. Yeah. It's a bot that'll quote your jobs for you. This is fantastic. I immediately put it into my own locations ChatGPT for my my VAs to use whenever they're quoting. If they need some help or they have like a difficult situation, or maybe it's a custom, big, huge home with a bunch of bedrooms or whatever the case is, if they're unsure, this is cutting back on the back and forth with management. And it's also super easy. It's giving them a range of what to quote, depending on if it's clean or dirty or, it's awesome. It's absolutely amazing. And it gives some verbiage too on what to talk to the customer about. So this is really, really cool. The commercial and residential quoting GPT, as well as our brand voice GPT. If you want to write ad copy, if you want to quote residential or commercial, this is like basically a done for you thing. You type in a couple of details and it spits out the right answer pretty much every single time. So really excited about this.
For sure. And a little back end insight too, guys. With the commercial part, I think you can even upload video and photo. We're working with Stephanie on this. So she's actually helped Neil test this out. She has a ton of data for it too, which is fantastic. So you think about all that information going into the back end and feeding what comes out. Again, this is all about what do franchisees need? How can we make life easier? Dan, you work with a ton of remote team members. This is a really quick way to get those guys up to speed. So super cool to roll that out to franchisees. Neil cranked that out wildly fast, and I think we'll continue to see that get improved, as time
I wonder
goes.
if he used AI to build the AI thing. That's how he got it done so fast. I don't know. We'll have to ask him. Yeah.
Awesome. Guys, as always, we want to end these calls with, well, how can we better support you? What else do you need from us in terms of support, resources, you name it? That's something that we really value, and we want to, come to you and continue to ask.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jenny, for hanging out with me, and I hope everyone got something cool out of this. I'm looking forward to the next one with even bigger, cooler stuff. So.